Aren't alphabets amazing? Latin, Greek, and Cyrillic alphabets. In this video, we will learn about two other alphabets widely used in the eastern and southern parts of Europe, namely Greek and Cyrillic. We will talk about which of these is older and how and when they came about. We will then learn more about different Cyrillic alphabets and will try to learn some Cyrillic letters. In the end, we will focus on the Serbian Cyrillic alphabet and try to learn to recognize some letters. We will play some games afterwards. You have all learned the Latin alphabet at school. Some of you may speak other languages at home and you maybe go to different community Sunday schools and may have learned some other alphabets there too. I have a friend whose daughter goes to a Greek Sunday school in London. She has learned Greek alphabet there. Now, is the Latin alphabet that you use in school and see almost everywhere you go on shop signs, advertisements, trains and buses, the only alphabet you see on the streets of your neighborhood or town? Think. In my neighborhood in London, I see all sorts of scripts and alphabets, even different versions of Latin alphabet. Just to give you some example. So, this is a sign from our local Korean shop, our local Hungarian shop. Also, Russian shop in a nearby neighborhood called Dacha, the Russian shop, or Ruski magazin. These days, as ever, people do move around across countries and continents, and they take not only their languages with them wherever they go, but alphabets and scripts they use to write their languages too. Historically, this is how the use of some alphabets and scripts originally invented for one particular language spread and started to be used for other languages. Did you know that the borrowing of one writing system from one culture to another has in fact been extremely common in history? Let's have a look at some examples from today's Europe. First, let's establish which other alphabets are used these days in different countries across Europe. I say these days, as in the past, other alphabets were also used on the European continent. Remember the runic alphabet the Vikings used. Not in use anymore, though. Going back to today's situation, this map may help us in finding out about which alphabets are used across the continent. In the western part of the continent and central part of the continent as well, we can see that the various versions of the Latin alphabets are predominantly used. For writing English, for French, for Norwegian, Swedish, Polish, Dutch, Hungarian, Czech, Italian, German, Icelandic, Turkish, but also Romani, for example, used by Roma population which lives everywhere across Europe, and Sami by Sami people who live in the northern parts of Norway, Sweden, and Finland, and for many more languages. In eastern parts, Cyrillic alphabets are used exclusively or as one of several alphabets. For more than 50 languages such as Serbian, Macedonian, Bulgarian, Russian, Ukrainian, which are all Slavonic languages, and also for non-Slavonic languages such as Kazakh and Turkmen, for instance, and for other languages. Georgian and Armenian alphabets are also used in Eastern Europe. And finally, as you can see too, Greek alphabet is used in the south of the continent. Of the two, with the largest use on the continent, Latin and Cyrillic, do you know which one is older and how are they related to the Greek alphabet? Let's find out. The earliest known alphabet of them all was the North Semitic, which developed around 1700 BC in Palestine and Syria. It consisted of 22 consonant letters, so no vowels. The Hebrew, Arabic, and Phoenician alphabets were based on this model. Then, at around year 1000 BC, Phoenician alphabet spread through trade across the Mediterranean and was modified by Greeks who added vowels to it to form Greek alphabet. Greek alphabet became a model for Etruscan around 800 BC, and in the Roman Empire a new script, Latin, evolved from Etruscan and spread across Europe. Cyrillic alphabet also evolved from the Greek alphabet and borrowed some letters from Hebrew alphabet too, however, much later than the Latin alphabet in the 9th century AD, and spread among Slavic peoples in Eastern and Southern Europe. Look at how many letters are similar between the different alphabets. O, M, T, H, H, or X, A, B, E. However, this doesn't mean that all letters that look similar represent the same sounds. For instance, the letter P or stands for the sound R in Greek. So here. And Slavonic and for the sound R in Greek and Slavonic languages, but represents sound P in Latin alphabet. K here in green in Latin is not so dissimilar from K in Cyrillic alphabet, and Greek lambda here is very similar to the Cyrillic letter for the sound L. The Y in Latin is borrowed from the Greek alphabet, but after the Roman times, in Cyrillic, it represents the sound U. The Cyrillic alphabet was invented by Saint Cyril and Methodius and their disciples. These two brothers, Cyril and Methodius, were from Thessalonica, a town in northern Greece, and they themselves were speakers of Greek language, but were also familiar with the Slavonic language spoken in their multilingual city at the time. They traveled to other regions in Europe populated by the Slavs to spread Christianity, not in Latin language, as was a common practice across Europe then, but in Slavonic, and to do that they needed a new script. They didn't think that the Greek alphabet or Latin alphabet were suited for the language of the Slavs, so they came up with a new script. Today, Cyrillic is used only for some Slavonic languages. For languages such as Polish, Czech, Slovak, Croatian, and Slovene, so spoken in Central Europe, these are the so-called Western Slavonic languages, Latin alphabet is used instead. And Serbian, Macedonian, Bulgarian, Russian, Belarusian, and Ukrainian use the Cyrillic alphabet. Cyrillic script has many versions, like Latin. It is adapted to both Slavonic and non-Slavonic languages. So there are a Russian Cyrillic alphabet and Ukrainian Cyrillic alphabet and Bulgarian Cyrillic alphabet, etc. The diagram with names of languages here and Cyrillic letters show which letters they share and those which are unique to some of them. One of the languages on the picture is Serbian, and you can see the Serbian Cyrillic on the other picture on the slide. So here, I will read the letters to you now. Can you guess how some of the letters will sound? So I will read now. A, B, V, G, D, J, E, Ž, Z, I, J, K, L, Lj, M, N, Nj, O, P, R, S, T, Č, U, F, H, C, Č, Đ, Š. It is quite special that not only the Cyrillic alphabet is used for Serbian, but Latin too. So Serbian language is a biscriptural, as we say, so two alphabets are used for writing the same language. Let's have a look at how that works. So Cyrillic alphabet and Latin alphabet used in Serbia. If you were to guess which Cyrillic letters represent which sound, it would be much easier now, wouldn't it? Let's go through the sounds once again. A, B, C, Č, Ć, D, Dž, Đ, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, Lj, M, N, Nj, O, P, R, S, Š, T, U, V, Z, Ž. Pictures of the signs on the streets show you how the two alphabets are used in the public space. So, autoput, autoput. Novi Beograd, Novi Beograd. Look at picture 2. Can you guess after which American statesman one street in Belgrade, capital city of Serbia, is named? It should not be that difficult with both alphabets there. Can you guess? Ulica Georgia Washingtona, Ulica Georgia Washingtona. So yes, it's George Washington. And now I have a first task for you. Using this handy table, try to spell your name using the Cyrillic alphabet. You can show it to the class later, after you watch the video. One other tip, if you want to be very clever, see if you can try writing secret messages using the letters here on this slide. I hope you have enjoyed this Aren't Alphabets Amazing video. Keep exploring different languages and their sounds and letters, histories of alphabets and writing systems in different parts of the world. To check what you have learned, you can try to play a game. Your teacher will put you in groups and give each group an envelope with words, where each one is written in Latin and Cyrillic alphabets. You will have to find matching pairs with members of your group. The group that matches all the words first is a winner. There are more games and quizzes lined up. Check with your teacher and enjoy. And thank you for watching.